Previously on the Pocket Party Podcast, Darren started a party in your ear holes.
Pocket Party.
And we are back, episode 334, Pocket Party Podcast. Very special guest today. We got Mr. Mike Black joining us. And remember, if you guys like what I'm doing, click that link. It says buy me a coffee, and you can donate any amount, and it will keep the show up and running. And this is so nice. All right, let's do it. Mike Black. Hello, Mike Black. How are you? We are recording right now. How are you, pal?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Oh, dude, listen to you on that new phone.
Does that sound better or this sound better?
Oh, man. I don't know.
Me talking now.
Yeah, I don't know. They both sounded pretty good. I couldn't really tell, but let's just get...
Hang on. This is Station A. Me talking on Station A.
Okay.
This is me currently talking. Okay, now. This is me on Station B. Me currently talking on Station B.
Ooh.
Which sounds better?
I think Station A sounded better.
Okay.
What?
We'll stick with Station A.
Okay. What Station A?
Speakerphone.
Oh, and then what was Station B? Where you just hold it up to your...
Just not speakerphone.
That's cool. This is an exciting podcast, guys. This is going to break the internet.
People are like, I'm already done.
They're like, I'm Station A. I've never heard that before. That's cool. You're so like hip.
Yeah, I'm very tech savvy. I can press the speakerphone button or not press it.
You tell your lady, hey, I know it's our honeymoon. You want to go Station A or Station B?
She's like, Station C.
You're like, what's that?
She's like, you buy me onion rings and let me go to sleep.
Station C, you later.
Yeah.
Dude, this is so funny. Dude, you know what I love about being a comedian and a podcaster? It's like you in these.
It has to be the pay.
Exactly. You're like, that's pretty high on the list. No, it's pretty
yeah.
Joe Rogan, Theo Vaughn,
right,
Mike
yeah.
Black, Darren Carter. The four of us. We're like,
yeah.
No,
I don't have to worry about medical expenses or college or anything.
Yeah, or heat that's on. We're just
touring the world, whatever I want.
Yeah. No, in this moment, like when you're on stage or in the moment that you're actually doing a podcast like that, it takes you right back to like the for me, like the fun in life, like in the teenage years when you're not to be negative, but when you're still hopeful, when you're still like, like everything's funny, Station A, Station B, and then sometimes, and I am a pretty optimistic, and so are you, a positive, fun guy. It's not like the mics go off and we're like, oh, Krusty the Krab, But
it's a little like that. It depends on the day.
That's true. Yeah, it's I did on the previous episode. I talked about how my car broke down, but. Even in that, it was kind of like, all right, well, what are you going to do? You're just going to, let's just, whatever, just wait for the tow truck and just don't, and enjoy life and don't get all freaked out and.
Yeah, I think one of the good things that comes with age is realizing sometimes you just don't have a choice. You're going to have to endure this thing, and that actually makes it easier. Like when you're young, you're like, oh, there's got to be a way to get out of this or fix it or whatever. And it's like you go through enough stuff and you're like, no, I know how this is going to play out. So I'm just going to sit here and take it for a little bit.
I told you I've been reading. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like these with being like a podcaster or a comedian, it's like, we're having fun. It reminds me of being, when you're young and you're like, like let's get on our walkie-talkies and see how, let's have a little, you go around the building and kind of like that's what we're doing now, except it's cool. Like, the public, I get messages from like around the world, thank God. Like lately, I've been, my social media kind of blew up for a little bit and it's like, wow, like this is real. Like you can really put some art out there, something out there that people are excited about. They're like, hey, when are you going to come to London? When are you going to come to Australia? When are you going to come to, and
stuff that like they were already affected positively and want more of, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Like like I look at my son, and he's grown up with the internet and social media, and shout out to us, the bass boss,
Us the bass boss,
bass boss,
bass boss,
bass boss,
bass boss.
That's right. See, it's like we're pretending to be on radio, but then this is actually going to go out there.
Yeah, some poor bastard's got to listen to this until we're done.
That's right. And if you guys are listening, don't put on your headphones. Blast it from the speakers. And
shout out to all the prisoners that are listening because the warden demands to hear it.
Yeah. Oh, dude, wouldn't that be amazing? Like if this is podcast was like the number one podcast in Sing Sing or something.
If you have to end up doing like your live at Folsom because everyone in prison just loves it.
I know, huh? That'd be crazy. It'd be like, hey, like Johnny Cash recorded those albums in Folsom, And
yeah, that's
like,
one of the coolest things ever that happened,
I'm like, good news, bad news. We're going to do a live episode. Really? Like,
awesome.
Folsom Prison. I'm like, no, listen, I got it, man. I'll pay for your flight and your security.
Yeah, that's one of those where it's like you don't really dress up. It's like I don't want to look too sexy when I'm playing Folsom.
I'm like, yeah, leave the cologne at home, buddy. That's the one show I'm like, you know what? I don't think I need to wear a bolo tie to this one.
Yeah, just hold on to this gentleman's belt loop until we're done.
Exactly. Dude, they make us remove our shoestrings just to go do a show.
Right, yeah. That would definitely be a show that you would do under the Tahoe Joe moniker rather than your real name.
Tahoe Joe returns. I know. For those of you, we'll keep you up. Brief story. I'm adopted. Originally, my name was not Darren Carter. It was supposed to be, because I was conceived on a biker run Labor Day weekend, and then 9 months later, I was born in Lake Tahoe, and they were going to call me Tahoe Joe. So
which would have been a totally different dude. And like, I'm just sure of it. Just the name alone would have changed everything about you. Like, I always pictured Tahoe Joe having a big handlebar mustache. Like one of those ones that goes down the sides real far,
I kind of look like a longhorn.
Yeah, you were probably like, early on you became friends with Sam Elliott and would go do karate together and stuff.
That's right. We're like, hey, Mike, we're going to do a podcast. It's just me and you. We're going to be on the open range, a flatbed truck. And
yeah.
After that, we'll shoe some horses and go a little wagon riding.
We nearly died yesterday, but luckily we found a cactus in time and drank all its juice.
Drank all the cactus milk.
So now we're doing a podcast.
Well, in another life, I would have been a party starter, but now I'm a party ender.
Yeah. Tahoe Joe, the party ender.
The party ender.
Coming soon, the Fox.
And his sidekick, Mike Black.
Yeah. Dirty Mike Black or something like that.
Oh, yeah, because you could almost have your same name, except you got to add like a little front part to it.
Well, it'd have to be a town too. So I was born in San Antonio, so
Ooh,
San Antonio,
I like that.
San Antonio Mike Black.
San Antonio Mike Black.
Lone Star Mike Black.
Mike's my muscle. When I can't get it done, Mike will step in and pry your ass apart, man.
He has been to the hospital numerous times because he cannot fight.
Yeah, he just got a cool name.
Yeah, you don't want any trouble with him because he's got really good insurance.
You want to step outside? What's your deductible, pal?
Yeah. I will heal from this in 6 months. Good. He's not really good at shit talking before a fight.
Well, hold on. I'll step outside, but let me just order some anti-inflammatory vegetables from Grubhub because my fingers are swollen and I'm going to pop you in the neck. And
I'm almost out of gauze.
Yeah, I heard walnuts are good for anti-inflammatory. I got some broccoli cooking.
Do not punch me in the knees if you could help that at all.
My left one's been cracking.
Take a lot of time to recover on that.
Man, so listen to this. So my son, Os the bass boss, back to that.
Oh, bass boss.
Yeah, he's been a musician since he could, he used to pretend to play guitar when he was like 4. Then he learned bass, keyboard, piano. And what's great about now, you don't have to have a record deal. He recorded his own song. I don't know if I told you this. So let me back up. So in school, they read a story by Franz Kafka, and it's called Metamorphosis. Yeah. And it's about a guy falls asleep, and the next morning he wakes up, and he's turned into an insect. He's turned into a bug, and his family disowns him, and they're disgusted, and they keep him in the back bedroom, and they feed him by throwing rotten food. And the only one that likes him is his sister. And eventually even she turns on him. So when the story's over, this is like 100-year-old story by Franz Kafka. And
he's a Russian writer, right?
Yeah. And, the teacher basically told them, like, hey, guys, let's, if you can do a book report on it, if you want to do a playlist, you find some songs that kind of fit, like, what it's about. And my buddy, my son's friend, Aaron, he's a guitarist also, and he's like, hey, can we write our own song? And the teacher's like, that'd be great, sure. So Austin wrote a song, and his friend Aaron wrote a song, like, separately. And the teacher, she told my son, she goes, I've listened to your song like 10 times. Like, I love it. It's a heavy metal song. She goes, that's awesome. She goes, how can I share it? Because he just sent it to her only, right? And so we were like, you know what? This is cool. So he got an account with, it's called DistroKid. It's like CD Baby or whatever, DistroKid. They're all they're all basically the same, but you pay one time, boom, you can get it out there. And what it does is it puts you out there, like on, Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, but also inside of like the Instagram library, so people can use this, like, the songs for like their pictures or photos or whatever. But anyways, it's cool. It's not.
Oh, that's cool.
You know what I mean? And the name of his song is called The Bug Man. So if you guys want to look it up, it's Os the Bass Boss. That's his name, Os the Bass Boss, The Bug Man. Dude, it's
how do you spell out Os, because that could be confusing.
Okay. Os is spelled, it's short for Austin, so it's AUS, the THE, bass, BASS, boss, BOSS, all one word, Os the Bass Boss.
Yeah, I would have totally screwed that up. So rewind it.
Dude, it's so
those
cool.
of you listening at home, and that's how it's spelled.
Right. And he's putting like he was working on the lyric video, then he shot a real video, so he's putting it together and editing it, and it's pretty cool. Like everything like back when we were kids, we would just pretend to do stuff, or we would do it just for our friends, and maybe you could do something and maybe tape record it, and then
I remember when we were kids, and it's we're pretty close age-wise, I think. But like the furthest you could go, the big deal was you could shoot something like on 8mm that had no sound.
Oh, wow.
On like one of those like little like reel-to-reel home cameras.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, maybe one day we could add sound to this and make it a feature-length movie or something like that. And it's like that. Right. That never happened with anyone's 8mm stuff.
I know.
It's just like it's all just rotting in attics somewhere.
Yeah. I think I remember.
Yeah, I remember my parents took an 8mm, like it was color. But it was of us at Disneyland when I was a little kid. Mm. And it was really cool, but they projected it on the wall.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like, you couldn't hear anything, but you could see the image. And and I think about that, and I was like, how cool would that be to see like Disneyland nearly 50 years ago?
Wow.
What it was like going around that park and everything like that. So I know we have that somewhere, and it would be really cool footage to see. But I think there's tons of stuff like that was shot back when we were kids.
Yeah.
That like, there might be another angle on the Kennedy assassination out there somewhere. Yeah. There might be, there's like tons of stuff like that just older people, it doesn't occur to them. It's like, oh, people might be interested in this,
Right. I mean, there's people they're like, they don't have any childhood photos of themselves, or maybe they're like, I've got like 5 good pictures, as opposed to now where you've got like 5,000, on your phone or whatever. But it's
oh yeah, well, like a big thing this year was, because there's AI out there, so it's hard to trust a lot of the pictures that you see.
Yeah.
But a big thing that was going around this year was people our age, Christmas morning, and you would see like the different presents they got from like the 70s or 80s or stuff like that.
Cool.
And it's very cool and nostalgic because you're like, oh, I had that, or oh, I wanted that thing, or I never got one of those, but I thought it was cool, or my friend had, an Atari, or, a Shogun Warrior or what have you, like all sorts of crazy stuff like that,
Dude, I loved Atari 2600. That was like,
yeah,
it was cool. I don't know if did you ever play that?
Oh yeah, we had one. My brother was always my oldest brother, Rick, was always a little bit ahead of the curve on tech stuff.
Yeah.
So he actually got a job to afford an Atari. And he was like, we're going to have an arcade in the house, And
that's cool.
It was so much fun, but at the same time, we fought a lot because, it was all like competing games and stuff like that. And it was like, you cheated, or you unplugged my controller, or stuff that, all that kind of stuff. But it was super fun playing like Pac-Man or Combat or like Space Invaders, all those games that you could play in an arcade.
You remember
they
that?
Were all like just a little bit shittier.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that you would want to go play them in an arcade again.
Right. But they were good enough to where like, I got to play this, and you're like, yeah.
And they made games of everything. Like anything that was, you could conceive of, they made a game of it. It's just that most of them weren't very good, like
right.
The most famous Atari game
was it Michael Jackson or something like that? No, Pac-Man. No.
Well, yeah, Pac-Man was like the number one seller, but like the most notorious one, the one that pretty much ended Atari, was the video game version of E.T. the Extraterrestrial.
Oh, yeah.
And it was so bad, and I had it, and I never beat it. I never finished it because it was impossible. And I didn't know that, but they did a whole documentary on it. And it was so bad that they buried copies in a big landfill.
That's right.
Out here in California.
That's right.
And eventually they dug them up, and they were like, sure enough, they're here. And a lot of them were still in great condition.
That's right. Yeah, my favorite back then was I love Space Invaders. That was so fun.
That's such a fun game.
I just remember like it's summer vacation and you're playing Space Invaders and there was another one. Was it Combat? What was the one with the parrot? There was like a parachute one. And you're trying to like the wind's blowing you, and then there was a cowboy one too. And then we had Keystone Cops. Yeah. I don't remember.
Yep.
Yeah.
And there was Combat was you had like either planes or tanks. You would fight against each other. And there was Pong, of course, the
original
ping pong game. And there was some really, really fun ones out there. There was one called I want to say it was called Haunted Castle, but it may have been called something else. But it had one of the first Easter eggs in a video game where like if you went into a certain room and did a certain thing, it would show you the name of the guy who created the game. And it was just like a secret, like back then there was no internet. So it was all just word of mouth that would just kind of go from town to town. Like, oh, if you do this, the guy who created the game's name will pop up,
That's funny. I put a changing gears, but still going down memory lane. I put a question out on my Facebook. I started I don't know if you've done this yet. You have your professional Facebook page. Mine's called Darren Carter Comedy, and it's kind of a cool,
I gotta set one of those up. Yeah.
Start one of those up. It's great because on the personal page, it's like I found it to be pretty much like a dead end street. It's like I'd be like, get ready, Albuquerque, here I come. Because I will, by the way, if you're listening to this, I'll be in Albuquerque, Brea. I'll be in Brea January 21st.
Right.
And Anchorage, Alaska in February. I'm coming to Temecula. I got a lot of cool shows coming up. Oh, Phoenix, Arizona at the end of the month. And anyways.
You're doing the spectacular in Temecula.
That's right. We're doing it. And but I used to, on my personal Facebook page, I'd be like, I'll see you soon. And then I'm like, oh, cool, I got a comment. And it'd be like, one person, like my Aunt Tammy or whatever, like damn
Yeah,
it,
who's not going to any of those shows.
And then
She's
exactly, or a couple
good for you.
a couple friends, and then a couple comedians that would be trying to heckle, or they'd be like, "Hey, who books that? Can I come with you?" Or just it's like God. But if you start the business page, for some reason the algorithm's different, and it gets you out there with like, you're in the same. It's really. Anyways, my point is, I put this question out there, and so far we're at 106 comments of people like interacting and wanting to play along, and all I said was, "What's your favorite memory about Kmart?" And
that's good.
It was interesting how people, so many different responses, and I wanted to ask you, do you have believe it or not, do you have a favorite memory?
Well, wait, before I do that, can you read a couple of the responses?
Oh, damn, I just closed my laptop. Can you hold on one second?
Way to go, Darren.
Way to go. See, this is, damn it, if I was Joe Rogan, I would have kept it open.
I only do podcasts with professionals that know what they're doing.
I know. I'm a one-man band.
Now I don't even want to start a Facebook.
Hey, Jamie, pull that up. I am Jamie. Yeah. I got to pull it up myself.
Yeah. You're the whole shop. Yeah.
I know. I have like a whole team. I am the team.
You're the Howard Stern's whole team is you, basically.
Exactly. All right, where we go? Now I'm scrolling, looking for it. There we go. No, that's not it. Son of a gun.
Okay, well, while you're doing that, I'll stall and tell you my Kmart memories.
I found it.
Oh, well, then never mind. I'll just screw myself.
Yes, that's right. Of course, the number one answer was blue light specials. People loved blue light specials. Can you explain for the listeners, if you do know, I don't know.
I do know.
Blue light.
There were, here's what happened. Okay, so Kmart was basically a slightly nicer looking Walmart.
Right.
Like everything was like pristine white, all the paint and all that sort of stuff. But at different stations throughout the store, we're back on stations again. But like there'd be like the grocery area, the fashion area, toys and games, gardening, all that stuff. All these little quadrants throughout the store.
Yeah.
And each one of them, up above it, had a big blue siren. Mm-hmm. And if they said this phrase, "Attention Kmart shoppers," there is a blue light special going on in gardening, everyone would just drop everything they were doing. The siren would go off in gardening, and they would book over to that area. They didn't even know what the deal was. They just knew that there was some sort of deal happening in gardening, and you didn't want to miss it. You have to, and so everyone would you'd see shopping carts that were totally full and people just shoving them. We got to get to gardening right now.
Yeah.
And they'd get over there and they'd be like, "It's half off on fertilizer," and everyone would be like, "Yeah!" And they'd just grab, even if they didn't need it, they would just grab all the fertilizer they could get their hands on because it was the blue light special. It was a big deal.
Yeah, that's shout out to Jay Ham. He says one of his favorite memories was chasing the blue light specials around with my grandma when I was a kid. So that's exactly what it was, right?
For the kid, it was fun and chaotic because we didn't really understand money or how that mattered to save money. But to the grandma, that was definitely the best thing that happened to her that week.
Right.
Like the best thing that could happen is you were already in the area where a blue light special was going off. Yeah. So you had first crack at whatever it was, She's like, "I got all these porcelain kittens for next to nothing."
I know.
Because I was in the right area.
Sean Edwards says, standing outside at midnight waiting for the Mortal Kombat game to come out for a Christmas present for my son.
Yeah, now that was a great game. Did you ever play Mortal Kombat?
Yes, and that was. I loved Mortal Kombat, and then I remember there was a bowling alley that had the arcade game, and I used to go there and play. I would do my comedy show. It was either Mortal Kombat or Tekken. Are they similar?
They're similar, but Mortal Kombat was just a little bit more violent. To be honest, more brutal, because Tekken if you won, the only thing that could happen is you would knock the other guy out. But Mortal Kombat, hence the name, you had the option to end your opponent's life with what they called a fatality.
Oh yeah, okay. So it was Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, like the guy would get dizzy, and the guy running the fight would go, "Finish him."
Oh yeah, finish him. Yes.
And while he's dizzy, you would either kill him, or once they got to Mortal Kombat 2, you could turn him into a baby. Or there was a thing called a friendship where you could give him a present or like a bunch of balloons or something like that, which was more humiliating than being killed. Like, it was so much worse if they turned you into a baby. You know, you're like, no, just kill me honorably. And they're like, no, I'm turning you into a baby. You know? And so, yeah, those games were awesome. They were so much fun. Who was your favorite character? Do you remember?
I don't remember, because this is going back 30 years ago. I just remember it was when I lived in the Bay Area. I would do comedy, and on the way back to where I lived, there was a bowling alley and a diner that was attached to it. And I'd go to the diner, and then we'd go to the bowling alley after the diner, and then we'd play like Mortal Kombat. And it was just so fun, because it was like, you know, it was like fun entertainment. It was pretty cheap because it was just like quarters. And it was just good. It was like man,
it was like being in a little action movie.
Yeah, it was cool. Here's another. Scotty Bowman writes, one of his favorite Kmart memories is their malted milk balls, and he would eat them by the half-gallon carton.
Yeah, I remember. Our family were Whopper folks. You know, like we were kind of like dedicated to Whoppers, but the ones at Kmart were, the chocolate layer was thicker, so it was like half chocolate, half malted milk.
Wow.
And so they were better. I didn't want to tell my parents that, but I was like, one of my friends had them one day at school, and I was like, these are so much better than Whoppers.
Wow.
Because they were so much more chocolatey.
That's funny, man. I never had those. Those sound amazing, because all I knew was Whoppers. And my favorite memory with Whoppers, for whatever reason, I remember like I discovered Whoppers the same time that I was reading a book by S.E. Hinton called The Outsiders, and I just have a strong like connection, eating malt balls, reading about the socias and the greasers, and like, you know, like.
Did you ever see the movie, the Brian De Palma movie?
You're gonna laugh at me. I never seen the movie, and everyone loves the movie. I know they go to Tulsa and they take tours of the place, and all the actors went on
this cast.
I should probably see them. Yeah, tell us.
This is just off what I remember. Ralph Macchio, the Karate Kid. Not C.S. Lewis. I forget his name. The main actor in it never really got famous, oddly enough.
Damn.
He was most famous for The Outsiders, and that was pretty much it. Oh, C. Thomas Howell. That was his name. C. Thomas Howell.
Oh, that's funny. Okay. Yeah, I just heard an interview with him recently. He was in E.T., I guess. He was one of the older kids in E.T. You know what? You want to go off your memory, or I can just I got the cast right in front of me. I can tell you.
Yeah, read it off, because it's like a murderer's row of 80s actors.
Okay. Let's just start with the big one. Tom Cruise. You got Tom Cruise, Emilio Estevez, Rob Lowe, C. Thomas Howell, Patrick Swayze, Matt Dillon, Ralph Macchio, and Diane Lane, and probably many more. But
yeah, there's a ton of people in that movie. I think Tom Waits had a scene in there. Oh my gosh,
it's
a really good movie.
You're right, because I hit and more, and then I clicked, and other people popped up. Oh my gosh, this is a huge movie.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, S.E. Hinton. Wow, that's cool. The author got to be in the movie.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
She was 16 when she wrote that. Oh, Flea was in this movie. Flea?
I could see that. Yeah. And from Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah, and you know what? He's the bass player in Red Hot Chili Peppers. He was one of the Socias. He was Soc number 3.
Oh, that's funny. I would have definitely thought he'd be a greaser, not a Soc.
Wow.
Any younger people listening may not know what the differences are there. Greasers were like the outcast kids, like Tahoe Joe would have definitely been a greaser.
Right.
Leather jacket, jeans, cigarettes and that sort of stuff. And the Socias were more like Darren Carter, Letterman jock wearing a sweater everywhere,
Yeah. I know. How do you
clean cut kid,
What do you do if you're like a greaser but then you're bald?
you're just bald. You wear a helmet. You wear a motorcycle helmet.
You kind of aged out of it at that point. They're like, dude, you got we know you're a greaser at heart. You just grease the side right above your ears. That little 1 inch.
Well, yeah,
that grows.
you do like I said with Tahoe Joe. You grow out like a really big ass mustache. And the other thing you have to do if you're in a biker gang and you're bald, you have to be amazing at making chili.
Ooh, I know.
Like you have to have something to keep you around.
Yeah. Why do you keep them? Yeah,
it makes the best chili.
Dude, that's one of my guilty pleasures. I love a good bowl of chili on a cold day. I almost said a hot day, but a cold day bowl of chili. I like the cheese. I like the onions. But if I can't do that, and I love crackers, and I'm going to say it. I love ketchup. I love putting a lot of ketchup in my bowl of chili.
I'm going to tell you something that'll kind of change your life on chili crackers specifically.
Okay.
The ones to get are called Zesta, and they're a red box of saltine crackers called Zesta. And they're just a little bit saltier and a little bit thicker, so they can hold a lot of chili on them. And they're out of this world. I took the great legendary Don Barris, to Ralph's. Not to Ralph's. To what's it called? The big orange place, Norm's. We went to Norm's, and he ordered a soup with a couple of crackers, and they brought him the Zesta crackers. And I was like, "Oh, you're in for a treat." And he was like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "Those are the best crackers in the world." And he was like, "Okay." And he had one, and then after he had it, he goes to the server. He was like, "Could we get a bowl of these?"
That's funny.
But they're amazing for chili. I get chili at Ralph's. They have their deli thing, and they have every now and again in the soups they'll have beef chili with beans.
Ooh, nice.
And it's a very simple one. But I'll add a bunch of crushed red pepper and Tabasco and some black pepper to it and mix it up real spicy. And it's so good.
You know what's funny? I like chili beans. I like when there's beans in there because some places.
I know a lot of people don't. I was raised on chili with beans. My dad would make that kind.
Yeah.
He was a Texas guy, but I think. I'm not sure on this. Forgive me if I'm wrong, Texas, but I think in Texas it's a big deal they're like, chili doesn't have beans in it. But I think his family went rebel and was like, nah, we're putting beans in ours.
Yeah, because I like the beans in there. I like the chili beans because some places you go and they're like, chili and it's just meat. And I'm like, I love it anyways, but there's something about I don't know. I like it.
Yeah, it's to me, that's like ragu. Right. It's not different from anything else. That's what makes it chili to me. And I like it thicker, real thick sort of chili.
Right.
A lot of people like it kind of soupy.
I like my women I like my chili thick.
Those commercials where they would put the fork in it and it would stay standing. That's how it should be in my head.
I know. Another Kmart answer. What's your favorite thing about Kmart? Jeremiah Root writes, when they closed. Womp, womp.
I'll tell you a thing about that's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Little Caesars back in the 80s, you couldn't go to any party that didn't have Little Caesars pizza. If they didn't have Little Caesars, you were like, well, why did you even invite me? This isn't a party. But they would have those two big... they would always sell pizzas by the two back then. Yeah. And it was a big, long thing, and you'd rip open that paper, and it's like, oh, we're having a party. And they had the best commercials in the world for their pizza. They were all funny and weird, and they were on top of the world. They were beating Pizza Hut. They were beating Domino's. They were the best, right?
Yeah.
Then one day, the owner of the place, I assume high on cocaine, was like, we don't need commercials. We're Little Caesars. We're the best in the world. And so they stopped advertising. And then everything just started falling apart. And the next thing you know, Little Caesars was all just attached to Kmart's.
Oh.
And they were like, we can't give our pizza away at $5. You know, like,
yeah.
And they almost like sank with Kmart when Kmart went out of business. But then someone was like, hey, remember we used to do commercials? Yeah. And then they started doing them again. And now they're back in business, you know. Right.
I know. What else do people say? The $2 subs. Somebody, and then they have a picture of the Scotty Bowman says the Kmart subs, and there's a picture of them. And I'm like, oh my gosh, those do look good.
Yeah,
they look really
for
good.
$2. Like that's a pretty great value. You know, they some of them had like really good coffee shops or like cafeteria type areas, and there was one that used to be on Beverly and Third across from Farmers Market in LA. And every once in a while, they didn't have them all the time, but if you went in there on the right day, they would have the best hot wings you could imagine. And they were like $3 or something like that for a dozen. And yeah, Kmart food is a lot better than you would think it would be. You know?
Right. Yeah, I know. Somebody writes, what's my favorite memory of Kmart? They write, shout out to Mike Winters. He says, going to Kmart as a child with a narcissistic and abusive single mother was always a nightmare. Thanks for bringing up that memory. Damn. Shout out to Mike. Hope you're doing good now, buddy. That was funny.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of that going on throughout the stores. You know, a lot of Jeff, put that down.
Yeah, just put it down. I used to love it when my mom would take me somewhere, and then I'd be like, I'll be in the toy aisle, and I would just go to the toy. That's hard to say, toy aisle. The toy aisle.
Yeah.
Can I hear you say toy aisle?
Toy aisle.
Oh, okay. You're a professional actor. That was fantastic, Mike. You've got the part. Yeah. So I was in the toy aisle, but that was a lot of fun, right? As a kid, you're like, it was just great. Yeah. You knew you had like a good amount of time. Like I got at least 15, 20 minutes. I can just check out all the toys and get lost in it.
Was there a toy that you wanted like from the toy aisle for like Christmas or something like that you were like, oh, I wish I'd gotten that thing?
Oh, you know what? As a kid, I wanted well, besides when you get a little older, you want the bikes. But my first memory, right when you said that, is I wanted like a little play horse, like a horse that you could pretend to be a cowboy on, and it would you know what I mean? And it was very realistic. I don't know if it was at Kmart, but there was another place called Arthur's Toy Store, and I just thought that was so cool. Like, yeah, I'm a cowboy.
Was it the kind that had like the springs on the side? That would make it bounce up and down.
Yep.
Yeah, I
remember
that.
I love that. And then I did eventually. I remember one of my favorite presents growing up was I got this cool, and I can't even find it. And I know that it would have been like either Sears brand or Kmart brand. It would have been. It wasn't like a top brand bicycle, but it was just so cool. It was like this. It was a bicycle that had like the there's the bar on it, like a motocross type bar, and then it has like the pad around it, and it had a little like a license plate area for your license plate
like a
on the
BMX
back.
type.
Yeah, like a BMX type deal. And it, but not, it wasn't top quality. Like you weren't going to like put pegs on there and do tricks, but it was so cool to me. And in fact, even looking back, I'm like, it was brown. Like it wasn't like this cool like bicycle. It was like it wasn't like it was a brown bike, but I loved it. And I remembered it was new, and there was something new, like a brand new bike. It smelled good. I remember like the tires had like that rubber like bicycle tire smell, but it was you know what I mean. And where the tires are so knobby and like with
they
traction.
Still got the little bristles on them.
Yeah, they got the
stuff.
little bristles, and it was just like, and I had like a number like on my license, not license, but it had a number on it, like you're a speed racer, like you're a motocross kind of guy.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I forget the number. It was like 43 or something like that. I think it was 43. But,
yeah.
But dude, that was the kind of, I remember I'd be in school, like in elementary school, going, I can't wait to get home and ride my bike. Like I love that bike. That was my favorite present. Love that bike.
Yeah, I got a bike that was yellow. It's funny, you and me both, like you got a brown bike and I got a yellow bike, and it's like kids are gonna say, oh,
Yeah.
That bike's made of poop, or that bike's full of pee, or whatever.
Exactly.
But you didn't care. It was still fun, just fun having a bike.
Yeah, I know.
Did you ever put like baseball cards in the spokes and stuff like that?
Oh yeah, the baseball.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a good little trick, right?
Yeah, it would make sound and stuff.
That was really cool. Oh, by the way, Brad Fisher says his favorite Kmart memory is his Little Caesars clock. He was able to purchase it with $10 plus tax.
Oh, that's cool.
And he posted a picture of it. So if you guys want, go to the Darren Carter Comedy Facebook page, and you can see a picture of a Little Caesars clock.
I didn't even know they sold clocks there.
I didn't either.
That's pretty cool.
That's cool. I remember and then when we were at places other than...
When they were selling it, they were like, I don't know how we're going to tell time now, but this kid wants a clock. So
it's time to eat pizza. Yeah.
We're going to sell it to him.
Blue light specials, popcorn, and Little Caesars are like some of the top answers, by the way.
Their popcorn was pretty good.
Oh, just the smell of it was good, right? You'd walk into Kmart and...
Yeah, and you'd get like a huge bag for $1. And Target kind of stole that idea for a while. I don't even know if Target sells popcorn anymore, but
I don't know.
They did for a long time, and it was really good. Like, that was just a fun thing to do. You can add popcorn to anything, and it'll be a much better time.
Right. You know, I will. You know what's funny, man, is I remember a long time ago, there's a comedian. He's in the movie Comedian and with Seinfeld, and his name is Orny Adams. I think he's a great comedian.
Oh, yeah.
Orny's the kind
Very
of comic.
funny dude.
Yeah, he gets amped up about stuff, but you could tell he puts a notepad and he writes stuff out, and he makes it very, he's a great writer. Like, he takes time and effort, and about 20 years.
Yeah, he really makes it feel like a job. When you talk to him, you're like, oh, God, you actually do work.
Yeah. He's like, I remember about 20 years ago, there was a place called Pepper Belly's Comedy Theater, and it was up in the between San Francisco and Sacramento. And
oh, yeah.
And, he played there, then I was there. I used to play there a lot, actually, and then it burned down. But yeah, people have their theories on why it burned down. Let's just leave it at that.
Are you admitting to something?
No. I did it I did New Year's Eve there one year.
They stopped booking me, and then they burned to the ground.
No. It was like a couple of it just went downhill. It was like somebody would take it over, and then another person would run the theater, and then another, and then finally the last couple guys that did it were like truck drivers.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
They were like, it was an insurance type of deal. I mean, I don't know. All I know is I did New Year's, so I got paid, and it was all good. But I remember about 3 weeks later, my phone was blowing up. I was on my way to a show, and it just kept calling and texting. And so when I parked, I'm like, what is this? And all these people that were from up there, my friends and different comedians, were like, dude, you're not going to believe it. It'd be like I'm not going to say the Comedy Store, but like if a major comedy club in an area, like something like that were to happen, you'd be like, what? It made the news.
Do you remember, of course you remember, but the LA fire, just a couple of years ago, not all that long ago.
Actually, 1 year ago this week, Palisades and all that.
Some comic, he was like a famous guy, but I had never seen him at the Comedy Store ever. But he posted on social media, he was like, yeah, it looks like the fire might eat the Comedy Store, and that was my favorite place to play. Wow. And everyone went nuts. They were like, what the hell? And they evacuated the Comedy Store, and they were like, yeah, we're still here, but we don't know. It's touch and go. And I looked at the map and everything, and I was like, that guy doesn't know shit about geography, because the fire is very far away from the Comedy Store.
You know what? Maybe he was confusing this because I remember. Oh yeah, you know what? Because I remember my buddy lived near the Whiskey, and he got the note. Oh, yeah, it was like a notification that went off, and and I think that there was a fire at Runyon Canyon. Am I right? Is that what it was? It was like, right. And they were evacuating Runyon Canyon, and people were like.
Yeah, and to give people an idea, that's about a half-hour drive from Runyon Canyon to the Comedy Store.
That's true, yeah,
so the fire could have potentially, and I get why they wanted to play it safe, but at the same time, it's like, don't tell people that the Comedy Store is burning down, when you don't know for sure,
Yeah,
because that was really upsetting to everybody,
Totally, but my point is back to the Pepper Bellies and back to Orny Adams is. he told me at that time, he goes, because it was a movie theater. It used to be a movie theater in the 1920s, and then it became like a live performance space over the years,
cool,
like music and comedy, and but they served popcorn and bringing it back to popcorn, and so they didn't have a kitchen; they just had popcorn. So you'd smell popcorn in the comedy room, which I liked. I didn't care. I didn't even think about it. But Orny, with his style of comedy, he's like, I'll never play it anywhere where they're serving popcorn. He just, so I always thought about that every time I went there, or even like the La Jolla Comedy Store, because they love the popcorn there.
Well, I could just see the owners being like, oh, we just got a new popcorn machine. What's the worst that could happen?
I know.
Next thing you see, the fire trucks are there,
I know. Hey, isn't there like a theory? I don't know if you know this, but there's a theory on why movie theaters started popcorn even in the beginning of time. Do you have any idea about that? Was that you that was telling me about that?
It wasn't, but I'm a big fan of popcorn at movies. But I would think just because it was a cheap snack, like very easy to make.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
But I don't know. I don't know any theories about it.
I think there was like a history of it or something. But okay, here we go. When theaters struggle, this is from the Great Depression. When theaters were struggling, vendors outside sold them popcorn, which theaters soon brought inside, creating a very vital income stream. Wow. Yeah. So
that kind of makes sense. It's so cheap to make.
Yep. It says it's a cheap snack with massive profit margin.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like you can get corn so cheap, and now like the markup is unbelievably insane. Like they're charging like $20 for a bucket of popcorn that I think probably costs maybe $1, to make. And if they use butter or anything that like a butter substitute, the smell of that is so good. It sells itself at a movie. And a lot of times people want to have something to eat, but they don't want to have a meal.
Right.
And that's like the perfect compromise sort of thing.
They said there was a historical shift. The end of the silent films. Before talkies, that's movies with sound, theaters were silent and the crunching of popcorn was considered too distracting. Yeah. You're trying to watch this really good movie and someone's over there going, nom, nom, nom.
I still get self-conscious if I'm at a movie. A lot of directors think this is a great idea. It's not a great idea, but they start their movie totally silent.
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
And so for like the first 2 minutes, it'll just be like a black screen and the credits of the movie or whatever. And I'm like, I just want to eat my popcorn, but this guy has to be artistic.
I know.
So I have to wait 2 minutes while my popcorn gets cold before I can start eating it.
Dude, I don't know, there's something about a hot popcorn with butter on it and a Coke. And I never drink Coca-Cola, but I do like, and I try not to do it too often, but it just goes together, right?
Like the all-American combo is those two things and like milk chocolate Raisinets.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of people, and sometimes I'll do this, but more radical people will just throw the Raisinets into the popcorn and let them melt, and that can be good, but I don't do it all the time.
Yeah, I learned that from a buddy. We saw, was there a movie? It was like a scary movie called Paranormal. Was that it?
Oh, yeah.
I hated it, man, because I don't like scary movies, and that was a lot of jump scares. When I say I hated
right.
When I say I hated it, it was like it made me uncomfortable the whole time and it could be something
you didn't like being terrified.
Right, exactly. Like it would be something so simple, like they would just do a slow pan on a kitchen table, and then kind of just keep the camera on, and then all of a sudden a set of keys would just move, and you're like, like nothing happened, but you're just, what I mean? And then your popcorn's flying everywhere. The Raisinets are all over the floor. And you're like, son of a bitch, start a fire. Let's burn this motherfucker down.
Now the floor's all sticky everywhere.
I know. I was like,
but yeah, I love like the New Beverly is a great theater. It's the one that one of the ones that Quentin Tarantino owns. and they have a great concession stand there, and they use real butter on their popcorn. And there's a big difference in how good it is, you know.
Dude, you're right, because even though I say butter and popcorn, I don't think I'm using real butter when I go to like these theaters and you push that button and the butter comes down like water, like that's probably not real butter.
It's some sort of yellow flavoring, and that's fine. It's fine for what it is, but like if you can go to a theater that has real butter, you'll notice the difference right away. And and I like popcorn like right when it came out, like the second after it popped. And so I'll tell people at the concessions, I'll be like, can I just wait until it starts popping again? And I'll come back and get my popcorn then. And they go, yeah. You know, usually they don't care. Every once in a while they'll go like, we just made it. And I'll go, okay, then I'll come back another time.
Yeah. Or, you know, like when you go to restaurants and you're on the wait list and you got to give them your phone number.
Yeah.
That'd be funny if you're like, can you guys just text me when the popcorn's ready?
Yeah, I would be so down for doing that, because the difference of 3 or 4 minutes is a big difference.
I know.
In how good it is.
Right.
And I'm just like, my attitude is like, sell that stuff to the suckers.
Yep.
And sell me the good popcorn.
Because room temperature cold popcorn is not good.
Yeah.
It's not that good.
And not for what it costs now. It's like I said, it's like $20 a bucket. I'm getting good popcorn, you know.
Nice. Speaking of real butter, I went to Cracker Barrel recently, and they're back having 100% maple syrup for their pancakes. Because for a minute there, they were doing 50%, and then the other 50% was like high fructose corn syrup or whatever. And I was wondering why the pancakes weren't as good. And then an Uber driver tipped me off on that. She's like, yeah, they don't really use real syrup anymore. And I'm like, really? And then I looked and it said 50-50. And the last 2 times I've been, I noticed they're back at 100%. You heard it here first, folks. You heard it here first.
That's good. Are they still having the old man on the logo?
Yeah, I saw
Did they bring him back?
Yeah, I saw the old man on the logo. In fact, I even did like a little pose in front of the Cracker Barrel, imitating that same pose, leaning on the barrel. Yeah, I love the pancake. It's my favorite thing at Cracker Barrel.
That was your first endorsement deal, wasn't it? When you posed.
Exactly. I'll do it for free. No. Yeah, that was good. I went there. Actually, I did New Year's Eve. I did New Year's Eve in Santa Barbara. It was awesome. I did.
Oh man, that would be fun.
It was so fun, man. It was great. It was like, you know, it was an easy drive. It was a light rain on the way there, but a beautiful day on the way back. And we did 2 shows, and both shows were sold out. And a lot of it was cool. It was like a.
Did you do the big countdown and everything?
You know, I didn't do it. I was like, thank you, good night. But I let the host and the promoter, they came out and did it. But at the second show, what they did is it's a theater, and there's a huge stage, and they had like 5 tables on stage behind the curtain. So they pull the curtain back, and there's tables, and there's like those like party hats and confetti and those little horns, and everybody that wanted to could come up on stage. Like it could fit all 300 people. And
wow.
They played music. They did a countdown. We took photos. It was really cool. Those
are some of the best gigs, when you can do the countdown, or, you know, just be there when people are celebrating New Year's and stuff, you know.
I'll tell you what was funny is this is not, because I'm not Tahoe Joe. I am Darren Carter. The early show, you know, we set up the little merch table, the meet and greet at the front of the theater, like as they're exiting. And and that went okay. It wasn't great. It was because people were like, they're there for the early show. They just want to get out of there and go on, because they were like, you know, this is the first thing we'll do. Then after this, we're going to go, you know. So they just wanted to like get out of here and then go have dinner, go to a party, whatever. Because that show, the first show ended like at 8:30 in the evening, and so for the second show, the promoter was like, yeah, we're going to go on stage. We're going to bring the entire audience up there. And then and by the way, and shout out to him. He's a great guy, but he's Ukrainian. And just with his accent, he's like, we're going to bring people on stage. And don't be afraid. It's not going to collapse. It's rated. And as soon as he said that, and I was like, wait a second. We're bringing the whole audience?
He brought the whole audience on stage?
He brought the whole... Yeah. Oh. Wait, hold on. What is going on? Why is my... I'm hearing my own comedy come on. Where's that coming from? That was weird. Are you still there?
Yeah.
That was
You
weird.
may have accidentally hit play on something.
Okay, cool. I started the party on my own podcast, but yeah, so I was like, I don't know if I feel comfortable. I said, he goes, oh no, we've done it before, and I go, are you sure it's not going to collapse? I always hear about these, like, is it, he's like, no, we had a forklift on there earlier to do the light truss, and I'm like, oh, okay. So then I'm getting a little bit more like, okay, maybe I will. and then he goes, I'll tell you what, I guarantee you this. Everybody's going to be up there. You do the merch table. They're going to be milling around for at least a half hour. And I guarantee you they're going to buy your T-shirts. I go, you know what? Let's do it.
Yeah.
You got me sold. Yeah.
The last club I did this at burned to the ground. So I'm a little
Exactly.
skittish.
Yeah. That'd be like, you go to a rodeo. I'm telling you, partner, the best place to sell your T-shirts is out there in the ring. Now, just make sure none of your T-shirts are red, but the bull's
Right,
gonna come at you. But yeah, so it was a fun night, and it was really cool. I don't know, man. Like, if you've had this happen with your comedy, but like when you're in your 20s, there's certain audiences that they're a little older, and maybe I was like, I'm not doing as well with them. But as you get a little older, you're like, you hit that sweet spot. You're able to like relate to the younger people, the older people, and that was really fun. So it was a really fun night, and I loved it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
How about you? Did you do anything special this year on New Year's?
This year it was raining in LA.
Yeah.
And I didn't have a spot, so I was like, I'm just going to stay home and watch the Stranger Things finale. So I watched that. That was fun.
Those are cool too, man. Sometimes I'm like, I either want to do something really cool or like nothing at all, and just stay home and chill and let because they always say that phrase like New Year's Eve is amateurs. That's amateur night,
Right. And to me, it was like if I had a spot somewhere, it would have been different.
Yeah.
But I was like, I don't want to. It's not going to New Year's; it's getting back home.
Yeah.
At like 2 a.m, if you take a Lyft or an Uber or something like that, they're like, "Oh, that'll be $300." And I was like,
Yeah. A price.
I'm not doing that.
I know. How about? Do you remember where you were on Y2K when it turned from 99 to 2000?
I was watching the great Shaka Khan perform live at Universal Studios.
Wow. Chaka Khan. Chaka Khan.
She sang Prince's 1999.
Wow.
Right at New Year's. So that was pretty cool.
That is cool, man. That is really cool. Man, I love a good concert like that. Wow, that's memorable. I wish
How about you, Red? Where were you?
Well, first of all, I missed the Gibson Amphitheater. They took it down. The Universal Amphitheater, it's gone.
I saw Robin Williams there. That was
wow.
The last thing that I saw there.
Wow. Yeah. Okay, so that day I remember I hung out with a friend in my hometown of Fresno, and we went to community college together. And I could say college, but I don't want to be pretentious. I went to college. I went to community college. But I
pretty
did.
Cool.
That's right, bro. Fresno City College. But yeah. I remember one time this lady.
What was their motto? Do you remember?
Hey, at least we're not Fresno State. I don't know.
I can see that on a T-shirt. That would be great.
Yeah. We're high school with ashtrays, as they call it. I remember one time I was on an airplane, and this lady, she just came back from her college reunion, her college reunion, and so she was all about college. She had her college sweatshirt on. She was sitting next to me, and she's like, "I just came from my 20-year college reunion," and then she goes, "Where did you go to college?" Just assuming I went to college, and. And I didn't want to say Fresno. Now I would just say it, but at the time I didn't want to say Fresno City College or Fresno Community College. So I I think she could just tell by my demeanor and the way I said it, because I tried to lie real quick. And I went to Fresno State College. And she goes, "Oh, there's nothing to be embarrassed about."
Just the fact that you had to say that.
She's like,
to be embarrassed.
She's like, "There's nothing wrong. State colleges are great too, And I was like, "Damn it, I could have lied. I could have said Yale or Harvard or Stanford or like,
Now, did your state college have a mascot?
Yeah, Fresno State did. It's the Bulldogs, which is crazy about Fresno State. It's the Fresno State Bulldogs because there's also a gang in Fresno, and then they became the Bulldogs. So there's a gang in Fresno called the Fresno. Hey, we're the Bulldogs. We're the Bulldogs.
I hope that at least there was like a little bit of overlap, like a few people that were in the gang and on the team.
Exactly. Like, this guy's all about it, man. He loves it.
Yeah, he just loves Bulldogs.
Apparently, like, the gang members get like bulldog like tattoos on their bodies, like of like footprints or whatever, like the paw print, like bulldog, you know.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
I remember there was an episode on Gangland about the Fresno State Bulldogs. Yeah.
You know, I was thinking it might make the question about did you go to college easier if you went to community college, you had to have a tear tattooed under your eye for every year that you went to community college.
Are you in a gang? No, I just went to community college for 7 years.
Oh, that's similar.
Yeah, Fresno's community college, that was a good time in my life because you're out of high school and you're becoming an adult. And I moved out and I lived near the college and I worked at a radio station. So I would go basically in a little triangle. I'd leave my apartment, go to the college, and then from there go to the radio station and come back. It was awesome. It was like this little 1 mile radius of where I lived.
College, I realized halfway through it that I was like, this is basically us playing house and learning how to be adults.
Yep.
It's like the education part is almost incidental. It's the social aspect of it and being in an environment where it's like you're kind of an adult, but the consequences are very, very low here, you know, where like I remember one night I came home from a night of having fun in Greeley, Colorado, and I get a phone call. And they were like, yeah, this is the sheriff's office. Did you pump a bunch of gas in your car and drive off? And I was like, I thought about it and I was like, oh, I did do that. I just forgot to pay. I was so excited that I'd hit like the double zeros.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Where I was like, it was like $24.98, $24.99, $25 jackpot, you know? And so I was so excited that I just put the thing back and drove off. And they were like, yeah, you got to go back to the station and pay the guy or, you know, we'll arrest you or whatever. And I was like, that would never happen in real life. They would just arrest you, you know?
Yeah. Especially
but they were just so used to college kids doing stuff like that.
Yeah, because they're just kind of, they don't get it yet. How life works, really, you know, sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah, and the guy at the gas station was super chill about it, and he was like, I'm sorry I had to call the cops, but they take it out of my pay. Like, I lose like $10 for every dollar I'm short. And I was like, oh, God, he'd be broke forever.
Totally. And back then you could, you know, like you said, you didn't have to pay first. Now you have to pay first. Back then it was more trusting, you know, like it was just different, you know. I remember at that time I drove a Suzuki 185 motorcycle that was street legal.
Oh, nice.
So because it had the two mirrors, they made it street legal. And I would never ride a motorcycle now because I just, you know, dangerous. But back then it was like, it's kind of like, well, it was more by like an economy thing. And plus like I said, I didn't really drive that much. So it was like, well, okay, I'm only going from here to, you know.
And at that age, you think you're immortal anyway, you know.
Exactly. And then I remember back then, even helmets were optional. And I said, you know, I'm going to wear a helmet. So I remember it was like, you know, get one that's Bell standard or whatever. And then, so I made sure I got the black motorcycle helmet that goes all around the jaw and everything. And, but dude, it was great though. It's like you could fill up the gas I remember like I had a 1 gallon gas tank and I would fill it up like a lot of times like 75 cents. And I'm like, that's it. You know, like 3/4, my gas is full. I'm good for a week on 75 cents. It was like, you know.
Yeah, that makes a big difference. And, you know, like I never was a motorcycle guy just because my parents would have died of a heart attack if I was riding on one of those. But I always thought they were very, very cool. And like the idea that you could just kind of weave through traffic and stuff like that and just never be late anywhere.
Oh yeah, I never weaved through
so
traffic.
Cool.
That was one thing because I'm still a pussy at heart. And like,
that's the bumper sticker on your motorcycle.
Yeah, I know. He's the son of a Hell's Angel,
I'm
but
still
he's
a pussy at heart.
I know. No, dude, I was. I mean I would avoid that because I took it on the freeway once and I realized I could go 55, but then it would start shaking like, man, it was not comfortable. And like, and I'd be in the slow lane and people would be honking at me and, I was Dumb and Dumber, but I was both of them,
right.
Yeah. So
you weren't pumping Sammy Hagar.
Right. I mean, I can't drive 55. I mean,
I prefer to drive 45.
Yeah. He's singing it that he can't drive 55 because he has to go faster. I'm singing it because I can only go 25. But
I go the legally suggested limit.
Yeah, but I do remember the cool thing is that the parking was very easy. Like you could park it anywhere, and then and that was like that was one of the cool advantages. Although one time I remember I parked my motorcycle in a regular parking spot at a grocery store, and I came back and I thought it was stolen, but somebody had just picked it up and moved it so they could park their car there. That was really humiliating. Like, oh, that's emasculating. Who did this?
And it's some like a troop of Girl Scouts did it.
Yeah, we're gonna sell cookies, mister. Yeah.
Girls, clear that bike out of the way. We got cookies to sell.
Harley. I have a Hardley.
That pussy's not going to fight us. Don't worry.
Come on, you guys. Put it back. But, anyways, Mike, it was great catching up with you. Is there
always
anything
great
they
talking
want
to you, man?
Dude, people love having you on, and I'm sure you love them right back.
I love people. They're my favorite.
They do. If you guys want to follow Mike and see where he's up to, tell them where they can see you.
Yeah, my Instagram is the easiest place. It's Mike Black is back, all one word.
Mike Black is back, all one word. All right, man. I appreciate it. And, dude, let's get some Zesta crackers in a red box.
We'll have a chili off sometime soon.
Dude, there's a difference between this podcast and others where I'm saying, what is your favorite Kmart memory? Like, maybe one day we'll be like, what's your favorite memory of going to Bloomingdale's?
Yeah. The rich people podcast.
What's your favorite memory of the first time you were on a yacht and you did?
What's your favorite lobster that you ate this week?
I know. Anyways, these are my people. Guys, thanks for hanging in there with us and sharing a little part of your day. We do appreciate it. Pocket Party Podcast. And let's all say goodbye to Mike right now. Bye, Mike.
Bye, everybody.
All right. Well, look at you. You did it, man. You hung in there and you did the Pocket Party Podcast with us. And do us a favor, subscribe so you'll always know when a new episode comes out. And if you're watching this on YouTube, or listening to it rather, hit like and leave a little comment. And go to Buy Me a Coffee. I'm also available on Cameo to do a personal video shout out to you and yours. Any kind of birthday or celebration, I'll do it for you. Cameo. Find me on there, Darren Carter. And the links are always in the description. Go to Linktree. You'll see all my descriptions. And if you want to know when I'm going to be performing in a town near you, I just started an email list, and it's on my Linktree. So that's where you'll find it. All right, guys. Have a great rest of your day. Don't hurt nobody. Be careful. And we'll see you on the next one.
Everybody listen to Darren Carter. We all know he's the party starter. So if you want to listen to a podcast for free, then listen to the Pocket Party.